Hey everybody, it's the Dolltender, and we're here tonight with Robert the Doll to investigate the legend that says that if you get a tattoo of Robert the Doll, he will kill you. What's the best way to test that? Well, of course, getting a tattoo of Robert the Doll. So we're going to do that and see how it goes. Can a tattoo of Robert the Doll really kill you? We decided to trace this legend back to its origins, so I reached out to Brant Boss, former owner of Key West's original ghost hunt. One of his team members got a tattoo of Robert the Doll. Brant, can you tell us, can you fill us in on the story of what happened?
Okay, yeah. Well, basically, Ed's was a good friend of mine too, but he was one of the better tour guys we had. And I mean, besides the fact that he probably went through a fifth of vodka a day with Diet Pepsi, walking around the streets all day, he was an awesome tour guide, and just a really good all-around guy. So about 2 years into his employment, he comes up to me and says that a tattoo company in town wants to give him a free tattoo of Robert the Doll. And first of all, now the Southernmost Tattoo has been around forever in the Keys. And I was very local, like friendly, and this other tattoo company was just moving into town. I don't know what's going on. So I got a little angry and said, if you go get that tattoo, I'll go pay for a tattoo from the Southernmost. But if you go to that place, I'm firing you. So needless to say, 3 days later, he comes in with a tattoo of Robert Doll on him. I blew up, and first thing that happens is he gets fired. So first bad thing with Robert the Doll. So he goes on a nice little bender and basically came up to me one day, and he didn't look good. And I was like, are you all right? He's like, I think I did something wrong. And I'm like, what'd you do wrong? Well, I was like, I want to apologize because I was a jerk to you. He's like, but this Robert the Doll thing I don't feel good. And now, mind you, he had HIV, and this was his last hurrah. He wanted to go live out his life doing tours in the Keys and live in the Keys. And then all of a sudden I got a phone call 3 days later, he's dead. Died on his couch. So
3 days after he got the tattoo?
3 days after, like, basically we made up, and then he went and died. On his couch in his little room. But he helped me move my mom. He was a great guy. Yeah, that Robert the Doll tattoo is not a good idea.
Where on his body did he get the tattoo?
On his arm. Yeah.
Did you notice him change after he got it?
Well, we had that falling out because he got it, but no, he was pretty much just Ed, Barbie, because he was a drag queen also, and literally just basically drinking his vodka, having his time, and hanging out down at Bourbon.
Have you heard of anybody else who's had a tattoo of Robert the Doll?
No, and I wouldn't recommend it. There's something out there that I don't trust Robert on my body.
Have you heard the legend that if you get a tattoo of Robert the Doll that you'll die?
No, but I would believe that one after Ed. So yeah, I would.
Do you think Ed might be the source of that? Do you think because of what happened to him that might be?
It could have been. You know what? It could have been a negative fallout energy between me and him, just for him getting the tattoo, and Robert just looked at that as negative.
What if I told you I'm going to get a tattoo of Robert the Doll?
I would say don't do it, David. I would say do not do it.
What do you think my chances are of dying if I get a tattoo of Robert the Doll?
Well, everyone's gonna die. It just depends on how soon you're gonna die.
Yes.
So that's about it. You're gonna die, so your odds of dying are pretty good.
What's the creepiest thing that ever happened with you and Robert the Doll?
Well, with you, the last time I saw him, that ball flew off the cabinet because I was there. No, yeah, don't get a tattoo, Dave.
So let me ask you this. If I gave you $1,000, would you get a tattoo of Robert the Doll?
No.
If I gave you $5,000, would you get a tattoo of Robert the Doll?
Keep going up.
$100,000, would you get a tattoo?
I would do it for $100,000. I would go do it for $100,000. Don't do it, David. You're the only one that's ever come to me besides him and said, hey, I'm going to go get a tattoo of Robert the Doll. Don't do it, David.
So today's the day I'm going to get the tattoo of Robert the Doll. the place where I'm gonna get it here. I got, probably 20 years ago, I got some tattoos where it was supposed to look like a bird had picked me up, and they ended up looking a little bit more like vaginas and bacon strips. So about 3 years ago, I had them all filled in, and they looked just like the Monster Energy drink logo. So, so now I'm gonna go see River, who's this killer tattoo artist here in Key West, and he's going to put Robert over the claw mark vagina bacon strips. All right, here we are at Inked Key West over on Duck Avenue in Key West. And I don't see any ducks around, but we've got a little hen that laid, looks like about a dozen eggs or so. Now, of course, eggs are used prominently in Santeria for cleansings. So there's the possibility that this is a sign. Of course, chickens are also used for sacrifices. Hopefully that's not the case today.
So what I'm gonna do for this one, we're gonna fix that monster logo and turn into a really cool, badass scratch tattoo right here. Kind of looks like a dinosaur did it to him. Yeah.
So you were born in Key West, right?
Born and raised.
Great. So you know about Robert the Doll?
Oh yes. He has a really long history of scaring the heck out of people when they take a picture of him. When they see.
You know anybody who has a tattoo of him?
Not that I am aware of, actually. Yeah, that's actually freaky.
Yeah.
Phone and my tablet. Just. So sick, man. Hey guys. So beautiful.
Your favorite?
Yeah. This is gonna go down in history as my favorite tattoo of all time, man. Yeah. This is awesome.
I don't even know if you can see me, but I'm going to show Robert the Doll. He's right back there. I'm going to show him my new tattoo and see what he thinks of it. Robert and I are pretty tight. I expect that there's not going to be any issue. But again, he's Robert the Doll, and he's the one who decides. So, hey Robert. There's the legend that anybody who gets a tattoo of you dies. I think you'll like it. You and I are pretty tight. That's you. Off we go. Now all we have to do is wait. A lot of legends are nothing but that, legends. They're based on an element of truth, but they're not true. I don't think Robert's evil. What do you think? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. That way you'll be able to catch up with all of our new videos. We'll be looking into new legends about Robert the Doll on a regular basis. If you have a legend you'd like us to look into, please make sure to mention it in the comments. If you come to Key West, check out ghostkeywest.com to book your experiences with Robert the Doll. Until then, happy hauntings.